Ghana Junior Movement Kofaba Sofo Chirabosom Ayen Central Friendship Odi Twija says Sewosha Abanyaba Abanko na emebi etwa mu na onim se aban bi a eba ye na omudi sika ye no machoka na amana entimi nkɔ nanim kodu mpempeso bi a ne kyese kodu nanso se na ahemfo nkyene ye no ebi didi bi akyi na ono de onim se John Dramani Mahama imampanyin dada otu Frank Adema Chinyame Yukuna obeye omampanyin wo mayi mu no wose obatna abenwa no so na wantimi anya ade papa bia enso ohune se Nana Danko Akufo-Addo oye imampanyin ne MPP amayuku no abram befa Ghana edwane tena so no omuntimi nye ene papa bia ema omamu no no sache mu se Ghana Junior Movement ye namayuku na nya ade omatiada omonte da akra no mugusu eba be ye adwumaden ama 2024 abatro eda ye nemu omotimi apim akomonim na wo gidie se sade omoye no a ohudi ted na betimi abaso betimi kra aba bedi kan and some say eno the two isha.
Thank you very much. You are welcome. General as a press. It seems I kept a little bit late over there because there were so many things that I was covering up. Noble men and women, you are welcome once again. And a good morning to you all. You are all welcome to First Ghana Union Movement, GUM Media Engagement after 2020 presidential and parliamentary election. Today marks our second anniversary since we went to Tapa for the launching of the party. And I thank all Ghanaians for voting for us. For us to become third, I think it's a mystery. It's so wonderful that a party for the first time joining Ghana politics and go for a pool and become third. I think it's remarkable. We thank you all. The third position is not easy to achieve because some people were in it for so many years, more than maybe 20 to 25 years. But we came for the first time and became a third position. I think we thank Ghanaians for supporting us. This press briefing is set to, I'm just setting a record straight to control all dilute facts about the movement ever since the declaration of 2020 results. People think we are not coming again, we are not going for the coup again, 2024 we are not coming. Most of them were talking here and there, journalists, press, in calling action. And today we want you to know, we have just begun everything. 2024 election, we are coming like a lion. We are going to demonstrate to Ghanaians that at this time, not third position, but we will rise to the first position. Again, just reaffirm. I just want to reaffirm. And I want everybody to know just the politics in this very country, which we are running. They look as if selfish interests are just being put in up front that people want to achieve something. But we Ghana Union Movement, that is not our pride. Our main idea is to save this very country for a purpose. Nkrumah did his part by bringing in more industries for the youth. These very parties that have come and gone, and even the ruling party, NPP, has done next to nothing. We are prepared to come with jobs, creation of jobs, just to restore these very factories that have been left abandoned in bushes. The idea of this party is for all Ghanaians to come together, vote this NPP, NDC, and this very party that have been in existence for so many years out of power, so that GUM will come to power and take the share. Now, in my capacity as a founder of GUM, and with the permission of my able members of the party that have gathered here at this press center, I would like to atomize my point to the gathering press and Ghanaians in general, home and abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, the principles of GUM, I would like to retreat to the good people of Ghana, our total commitment, our idea, our principle that gave birth to Ghana Union Movement. These principles, true, justice for all, and a clean campaign, void of lies, propaganda, remain unchanged. We are not the type that will come out with lies, propaganda, other parties and propaganda secretaries and the others. Ghanaians, if you want the truth, we need to look into these very parties that are having this propaganda secretary. What is propaganda? To tell lies, to lie to people, for people to believe that something exists, which is not true, as you all know. Now, NPP have lied to us from the beginning of their campaign throughout these very 4 years that they spent with us, and we voted them again because they keep on lying. As they lie in the Nkrumah style, so as they continue to lie. I call them a bunch of lies. From president to the vice to the ministers of this very country, they are not treating us fairly at all. The way that they are handling this very country is very bad. You are all aware. And you people are witness to that. The media are sometimes to come out to say it's very, very difficult for you because maybe you are working under somebody. But I want to tell you something. If you really want to save this very country, I want to urge you, let us come out with the truth so that Ghanaians will get to know the facts on the ground. Those in villages that have been listening to you press on radio, some people don't even have papers to read. They just listen to radio and television. So if you keep on telling them what these people are feeding, which you know and you are aware that is not true, then we are all going to destroy our country one day. I want to urge you, my humble appeal to you all. I know you are very good pressmen. You have been in this very country for a long time. Most of the people are aware of so many things that is going on. Please, please and please, let us hold the dignity of this very country and decide to be truthful to us and to our nation. God Almighty did not send me to come and serve Christians, but to also serve Muslims, non-believers, but they were leading them to attain economic freedom from the hands of these politicians. Again, to be able to liberate them from dependence of the Western world. Is it, therefore, our ambition to develop Ghana with our endowed natural mineral resources to attract foreign investors, but not depend on loans that these politicians have been collecting from foreign countries? God has endowed us with so many minerals, so many things that we have in our country, of which, if we decide to commit ourselves, we will be able to rise up, and these very foreigners, it will attract them to come. But look as if our leaders are lazy. Lazy in the sense that they don't want to work at all, but they rather want to go and collect a loan and bring it to us. They come and spend this very loan, and later on they leave us a debt for a generation to come to pay. What are our future? And what are we going to do? If care is not taken, one day, foreigners will come and take the whole country. Please, my humble appeal to you all, let us now continue to advocate for the younger parties that are coming. These people have contributed nothing to this very society. Going back to Nkrumah's time, coming to a champion's time, Nana Akufo-Addo's father inherited from a champion. This inherited from Nkrumah, rather, he came to the scene. Can Akufo-Addo go out and point to us any of the projects, any at all, that his father added up to what Nkrumah did for Ghanaians? He cannot come out to say anything. Now, let us go back to look at something. Before Nana Addo came to power, before he came to power, the debt that was left for us from the NDC era, from Nkrumah's era to NDC, was 122. Has now to be corrected. You see, now where are we? Within 4 years, Nana Addo corrected the same 122 is finished. Within 4 years, he corrected another 122 is finished. Now, what are we seeing? The rumor that is going on, that even 8 months now, those in Jubilee House have not been paid. What is our future? We need to rise up and save this very country through the ballot. No coup d'etat. We hate that thing. I pray that that very coup d'etat will never happen in this country. And you journalists, I want to entrench over here, advise them, and advise the country, advise you people too. You shouldn't support this thing. You shouldn't advocate for who. Who is a wrong thing. You don't advocate for who, but rather you should keep on educating our people so that they will come out and vote against these very leaders. They have archaic minds set, of which they cannot help us at all. Please, please and please, our education sector, we have a different view altogether. Skill training is what is important for us in this very country. We don't need this very book. Go to school and come out to be a marketing manager, a PhD for this, a PhD for that and that, without producing anything. We need to train our people skillfully. Those in other countries, China and other countries, they have not been to school at all. We are able to make battles. We can make mobile phones. We can do so many things. We have the plans to change the destiny of this very country producing from the raw material, adding value to it before even exporting them. We cannot sit down here for these foreigners to come and take the raw material away whilst we don't add any value. How can we progress? It is time for us all to come together to vote in GUM, so that when we come in, don't look at us as we are. People may think that we need people that will speak English more than Nana Akufo-Addo. If English can build a country, Akufo-Addo, how he speak English, this country would have been more than even America. We are Ghanaians. Let us cherish what we have and continue to advocate for a true leadership that will bring peace, harmony, and a progress for this country, but not rather looking up to the people that have been trained in a foreign country, those who have a PhD, those who have been lawyers. You see, please, press. We are planning to bring a change into this country, and I'm very serious about that. People may think that Chaboson is a pastor. Please, I want you to know, if I'm voted to power right now, Lawrence's character will be a small thing. You see, I'm a type that you cannot convince me anyhow. You can't bribe me, you can't do anything. The only thing, if it is true, it's true. So the facts remain facts. I'm pleading with you. Continue to advocate for GUM, so that we come to power. Ladies and gentlemen, the press, I cannot finish my address without talking about the COVID-19. We are Ghanaians. I'm setting an example in the Bible. God decided to bring pandemic to the people of Israel. They were sharing boundary with the people of Israel, but nothing happened to the people of Israel. Why do we have to continue to bother ourselves so much about this pandemic? We need to secure our borders. Those who are coming in is what we need to be careful of them, but not those who are in already. Those reports that they are giving to us, it might be true, it might not be true. How can we continue to depend on somebody's vaccine that we think it is good for us, of which there are so many news about this vaccine which have come out. People are condemned, even those in Europe. They said they have tested it, they have gone through it, it doesn't heal, it doesn't cure, it doesn't do anything, and even if you take the vaccine, you can be affected by this this sickness again. Then what is the meaning of this? Then why is it important that you keep on taking this vaccine? The government should take a second look at it. If we are to prepare our own vaccine, of which we know our people cannot kill us, then they should come out. We have specialists over here that they can go about, look into the content of this very vaccine, everything that included, we should prepare, get the same thing and prepare our own vaccine in this very country. So that concerning things that is happening at the parliament, this e-levy, I want to entreat all of you. Please, we shouldn't accept this at all. We need to work hard. This very country, give people a work to do, employment, instead of taxing those who are poor already. And the whole thing about this very e-levy is that, you see, after even paying the Momo or electronic tax at the end of the year, all these transactions that you did will be combined again, and they will charge 35% on it. You are going to pay it again. If you people don't know, go and check, you will see. After paying all the transactions that will go through the e-levy, whether the Momo that you send, they will gather everything. At the end of the year, they will combine and charge you another tax of 35% of the transaction that you get. Where coming from all these things? I'm entreating Nana-Addo and his ministers. I'm pleading with them again. Please, please, and please, for peace and harmony to reign in this very country, you need to come out and tell Ghanaians that the e-levy matter, they have removed it from Parliament. So that again, the NPP government should focus on productive and employment than consuming. You see, employment. When you look at what is happening over here, they are not giving any employment. Look at somebody trained as a graduate coming out to get employment at NABCO for a 700 Ghana cedi a month. How much is TNT for that person a day? How much is he going to live on? What about the rent? Talking about this rent, you see, for our view is to prepare for this generation to get a place to stay. How can we live without thinking of these very youth that are coming? They don't have money to rent a place. If you want affordable houses, of which we are determined to bring this very thing into existence, if voted into power, they are not going to talk about affordable houses that they are having right now. It is a matter of getting an affordable house for a youth to be in. Maybe 3 months, 4 months, you come and pay some till you get the whole amount paid. But very cheaper price. Single room, self-contained, toilet and bath here for one person. Affordable. Look at what Nana Akufo-Addo did to what President Akufo left. Now they are selling a single room self-contained for 1 billion. Even journalists are there. How many of you have that very 1 billion to purchase that very affordable? Is that affordable? 1 billion, is that affordable? No. How long will you take to get that very 1 billion? Now, a teacher teaching for 30 years, going for a pension, he collected 450 million. What is 45,000? And you are talking to me that affordable houses is 1 billion. How can he get money to buy this thing? Then you need to go and steal before we can get money to buy those things. I'm pleading with you. Our aim is to rebuild Ghana, bring back ideas of Nkrumah, and the ideas that God has given and they just endow in us. We add them up so that we can bring into the unity, we can push Ghana forward, but not to continue to consume what already we have. We need to add up. If this place that we are staying here, where we are having conference, it was done for somebody did it. Somebody created this very land. Another person came and put this very building here. And somebody too came and add value to it. So what are we doing as Ghanaians? Nana Akufo-Addo has added next to nothing to the progress of this very country. We need to vote them out. Again, the government should make a priority to procure several tractors to lure the youth into farming, with the provision of borehole across all over the country. How much is machines to create these very boreholes in our country? We can build the boreholes throughout Greater Accra, everywhere, because you see, this water problem is going to be in an increase that later we may even find it difficult to get water to drink. I'm advising Nana Akufo-Addo to bring more tractors this 2022 ahead of us and push the youth there over there. Just satisfy them a little bit. They can bring out something in them and also bring a progress, and it will even going to attract all the youth to go into farming. I'll pause here and I wish the best for this period and the 2020 coming, 2022. I'm praying that Ghana will live long and there will be peace and harmony for our nation. Thank you very much.